So very good morning dear students. Welcome back to online physics class. So today we are going to discuss about Ohm's law. So before going to discuss about Ohm's law, first I should discuss some activity related to Ohm's law. And already we know last class, before holidays we discussed different concepts related in this electricity chapter, and we completed introduction about electricity, and about charge we are discussed, and about the properties of charge and quantization of charge and electric current, SI unit of charge and SI unit of current, and already I told direction of current, and I told different problems like 1 coulomb of charge contain how many electrons, right? And after that I discussed about some another quantity, that is a potential difference, right? And mathematically we can write potential difference V equal to W by Q. So the unit of potential difference is volt. So then V equal to W by Q. Then 1 volt equal to 1 joule by 1 second. Because the SI unit of work is also form of energy. Then work unit is joule and time unit is second. So then 1 volt equal to 1 joule by second, or 1 volt equal to 1 joule into second inverse. So these are the different parameters already we discussed successfully. And now I am going to discuss about Ohm's law. So it is one of the activity. See, for example, to discuss this activity, just I consider one circuit. See, in the circuit, I am taking cells, 4 different types of cells with their potential difference plus V and minus V, VV, and these I connected to a resistance, and resistance is connected parallel to connected voltmeter. Already told, and in the time of resistance itself, in the time of voltmeter, so voltmeter is always connected parallel to the resistance, and this resistance is connected to ammeter plus minus, and this ammeter is connected to plug key. It is a closed plug key. This dot represents closed plug key, right? So if it is open means the circuit is not complete. So for that one it is a closed. So that only electric circuit for studying Ohm's law. See here the circuit consisting of a nichrome wire. It is what? This wire is nothing but what? Nichrome wire. So nichrome is nothing but some alloy. Alloy is nothing but what? The combinations of metals. Number of metals is common. Here nichrome means it is nothing but not only one metal. Nichrome is nothing but combinations of metals. So for that one we call nichrome is an alloy. So length say 0.5 meter and ammeter, a voltmeter, and 4 cells of 1.5 volt each. Here they told 1.5 voltmeter we have to take each, or else we can take less or high also. And see that one I told nichrome is an alloy of nickel, chromium, and iron metals, and manganese also. So for that one nichrome is not only one metal, it is an alloy. Alloy is nothing but what? Combinations of metals. Nothing but nickel, chromium, manganese, and iron metals. See dear students, so from this circuit, I will draw one table. See the table is one is serial number, one is number of cells used in these circuits, and another one is current through the nichrome wire I, how much current is passing through, ammeter is measured current, and next one potential difference across the nichrome wire, voltmeter measure potential difference, and finally V by volt by ampere. See for example, number of cells, for example you can remove all these 3 cells, one cell I am using, right? So for that cell I am using 0.1 volt, 0.4 volt. That time the ammeter shows the reading 0.1. So then it is nothing but V by I. V by is nothing but what? 0.4 by 0.1. It is nothing but 4, right? And second one, and current through nichrome wire. So first I will keep potential difference across the nichrome wire is next 2 cells 0.8. That time current shows 0.2. So then again 0.8 by 0.2. Then it is nothing but what? 4. And see next one 3. That time I am using the potential difference 1.2 it shows. That time current is 0.3, but I am using 3 cells. First case is 1 cell, second case is 2 cells, third case is 3 cells. While using one cell, it shows potential difference 0.4, current shows 0.1. While I am using 2 cells, it shows 0.8 and 0.2. I am using 3 cells, it shows potential difference is 1.2 and current is 0.3. Again now V by I, 1.2 by 0.3. How much it shows? V by is 4. Next 4 cells I am using now. That time it shows potential difference is 1.6, current is 0.4. Here also again V by I 1.6 by 0.4. Here also it shows how much? 4. So from all these observations we can conclude here the V by I is constant here. See, for first one cell also 4. Second, 2 cells also 4. 3 cells also 4. 4 cells also 4. So from all these observations we can conclude the V by I is a constant value, right? Yes. So for that only, from these values and from these observations I draw one graph. So this side current x-axis I am taking current here, and y-axis I am taking potential difference. See, at 0.1 it shows a 0.4, 0.1, 0.4. At 0.2 it shows 0.8. At 0.3 it shows 1.2. At 0.4 it shows 1.6. At 0.5 it shows 2.0. So for that only the graph shows it is like a straight line started from origin. So these such type of graphs is known as the ohmic graphs. So this graph satisfies Ohm's law, right? So for example, the graph is like this. Like this, it is along x-axis current, along y-axis V. So it's like a curve, it is not straightened, it does not show Ohm's law. For that we call it is a non-ohmic graphs. These graphs are non-ohmic graphs, these graphs are ohmic graphs. Why? Because it is like a constant, it is a traveling straight line started from origin. Of course it started from origin, but it is not a straight line, it's like a curve, right? So that one I told, VI graph for a nichrome wire, a straight line shows current through wire increases, then potential difference across the wire also increases. So here we can understand, if current increases, potential difference also increases, right? If current is increases, potential difference also increases. So further here the V is directly proportional to I. If potential difference increases, current is also increases, or current is increases, potential difference also increases. This is observations from this graph, dear students. And next I am going to discuss the Ohm's law. So before that we will see here what I discussed in the graph. See, first use only one cell as a source in the circuit. That one I told. First we have to use only one cell. And note that current reading in the ammeter, the current reading shows the ammeter, and the potential difference shows the voltmeter across the nichrome wire XY in the circuit. That already I told. And next connect two cells. First I told one cell, and after that you can choose two cells in the circuit. Again you can take respective readings from ammeter and voltmeter to measure the current and potential difference. So repeat these above steps using 3 cells and 4 cells. So again you can take respective readings from ammeter and voltmeter, for current and potential difference. Finally you can calculate the ratio of V to I for each pair of V and I, then you will get constant. Then if you take a V by I, we will get constant value, right? Yes. Now I am going to discuss about, now it is a Ohm's law. That is actually activity related to Ohm's. These students, just you have to remember in this electricity chapter, the activities are simple, easy. Actually these activities are we are using in lab, then only we have to understand easily. So for the remaining activities also, for example, if I am not discussed, means you can ask, you have any doubt means, right? Everything we have to assume that. So once we are entering school means, if you are going to lab means, we will see that activities, no problem for that. So first I have to understand, after that if you have any doubt you can ask me. And see, dear students, it is a Ohm's law. So then in 1827 a German physicist Georg Simon Ohm states that the potential difference V across the ends of a given metallic wire in an electric circuit is directly proportional to the current flowing through it, provided its temperature remains the same. The physical quantities like temperature, pressure, etc. keep constant when potential difference across the ends of a given metallic wire in electric circuit is directly proportional to current. Simply potential difference is directly proportional to current, keeping the temperature, pressure, all physical parameters constant. Then if you remove this proportionality, you will get some R. So here this R is known as the constant for given metallic wire at a given temperature and is called resistance. This R is nothing but what? Resistance. So see, from that here I send this side, then it is nothing but V by I equal to R. That already told. We calculate V by I. So that V by I is same for 4 cells. for one cell is a 4, second cell is also 4, third cell is also 4, fourth cell is also 4. So for that only we will get constant. That constant here is known as the resistance. Understand? So what is the Ohm's law? Potential difference is directly proportional to current at physical parameters are constant. It is not physical parameters, nothing but temperature and etc. like pressure also. Next I am going to discuss about resistance. How we have to discuss resistance. What is the definition of resistance? Actually, it is a property of a conductor. Already told, conductor is nothing but what? All metals are conductors. Conductor is conduct the electricity. Conductors have free electrons. So for that one, the free electrons easily move from one atom to another atom. Then easily it conduct electricity. Whenever I am saying conductor means it is a metal, right? So it conducts electricity. In conductor, free electrons are there. Understand or not? So for that it is actually electricity chapter. So everywhere we are using conductor. Why I am not using insulator means it does not conduct electricity. Why? Because in insulator they don't have free electrons. So for that only, so it is a property of a conductor to resist the flow of charges or flow of current through it. Right? What is the definition? It is a property of a conductor to resist the flow of charges or flow of current through it. And SI unit of resistance is ohm. SI unit of resistance is ohm. The symbol is like this. So now according to Ohm's law, this is Ohm's law. V equal to IR, then R equal to what? V by I. So if the potential difference across the two ends of a conductor is 1 volt and current through it is 1 ampere, then the resistance R of the conductor is 1 ohm. Why? Because R equal to V by A. So for example, if it is 1 volt and if it is 1 ampere means then it becomes 1 ohm. Then from Ohm's law we have one more formula also there. V equal to IR, then I we can write I equal to V by R. So from this observation we can easily tell I is inversely proportional to R, right? If you increase the current, R will be decreased. If you increase resistance, I will be decreases. That only I told. Resistance meaning itself, it opposes the flow of current or it opposes the flow of charges. It does not allow the flow of current, it opposes. It is actually it is opposite to the flow of current. That is the original meaning of resistance. So further from equation 3, the current through a resistor is inversely proportional to its resistance. So hence from equation 5 we observe that the current and resistance are inversely proportional to each other. If the resistance is double, then current gets halved. Understand? Yes. Okay, dear students, thank you.